Are you ready for the ice storm? Here's your food for thought to help you prepare for this inclement weather we are supposed to be getting. A couple of things that I like to keep around my house is making sure I have food first and foremost. So I always have some different canned products, whether it's canned chicken or canned tuna. These are really easy to store in my house and they last a really long time. You just want to make sure that you have a handheld can opener, so you're not trying to open these with an electric can opener, especially if you don't have power. Or you can get these. These are some tuna packets as well. They last for about 3 or so years, and they're just as delicious. They come in a lot of different flavors. Both this and the can of tuna you can catch on sale for just about $1, and it provides a good source of protein. Another source of protein that's always good to keep on hand is peanut butter. So this is why you might want to have some bread. You might not be able to open your refrigerator and get your deli meat out, but you can always make you a peanut butter sandwich, or you can even just get a spoon and eat some peanut butter to give you that protein that you need. A couple of other things with regards to food that my children always want to make sure that we have is things to snack on. So you want to get non-perishable snack items, but you don't want to have to do a whole lot of work with them. So it's not things that you're going to heat up in the microwave or you have to heat up on the stove. Even if it's just little snacks or crackers, Ritz crackers, you can use them with the peanut butter to make a little healthy snack. I like to keep fresh fruit such as bananas or even oranges and apples. These are things that don't require refrigeration, so I can just leave them on my counter and the kids can come anytime they want and get a nice healthy snack and not have to open the refrigerator or use anything that requires electricity. Other little things is my kids always like to drink some hot chocolate. So I might not be able to make it on the stove, but I usually can boil some water, even if it's out on the grill, or if you do have access to kind of a burner that you can plug up to a generator. Hopefully you have a generator. They're always a good thing to use that stimulus money on if you have some money and you haven't bought a generator yet. I also want to make sure that I have enough water. So I have some gallon water jugs as well as I have water bottles. Water is great because it does not have to be refrigerated in order for you to drink it. You can just keep it, it's shelf stable, you can keep it out in your pantry, and you want to make sure that you have enough water on hand. I will also grab whatever kind of containers I have, whether it's a pitcher. I'll even, if I have an empty chip container, I can fill this up with water. You want to have water not only to drink, but to flush your toilets with. So one of the things that I'll do is fill up my bathtub the night before I'm expected to have a storm. So if nothing else, I can grab a cup or a gallon or a pitcher or something, fill that up with water from the bathtub, pour it into the toilet so I have water to flush with. Because if you don't have electricity, you don't have water to run your toilets. And you are definitely going to have to go to the bathroom, and you want to make sure you have enough water to drink. I think the recommendation is about a gallon of water per person per day. We don't typically or normally, I think, drink that much on a regular basis. You're supposed to, but I don't think most people do. But you can go a while without food, but you can't go as long without water. Another thing that you can do, if you don't have a lot of pitchers or you don't want to go buy gallon jugs or water bottles, because that can get expensive right before a storm, is if you have some Ziploc bags. This is a gallon Ziploc bag. In fact, it's a freezer Ziploc bag. You can fill this up with water and you can put it in your freezer to freeze, so it'll lay flat for you and freeze. So then when I need to store food, maybe if I do lose power and I want to take some of my food out of the refrigerator and keep it in a cooler so I'm not constantly opening and closing the refrigerator door, you can use these as ice packs. You can also, it's a simple, easy way to store water to drink. So instead of having all of these gallons around my house, I have a flat bag of water. So, and again, I can just store these on the counter. They don't take up a lot of space, where all of these jugs of water will definitely take space. The only problem is trying to, if you're getting water to drink, is trying to pour out of a bag, so making sure you might, need a funnel or stuff like that. Other, again, safety things they always tell you to have an emergency safety kit is making sure you have different flashlights, lanterns, making sure that you have the batteries and that you've checked the batteries in there. Just because you have batteries from your last storm doesn't mean they're still working, that they haven't dry rotted. I always keep a variety of these small little flashlights around the house, so no matter when we lose power, if the kids each have their own flashlight, so if they have to go to the bathroom or they have their whatever, we're not having to use my big flashlight for emergencies. I always get candles for gifts. I don't use candles, I don't burn them, but I always keep them for when I do have a storm. That's the only time you'll see me burning candles. So I always have a variety of different candles, and whether you're using matches or lighter or whatever, making sure that you have enough of these, that they're dry, that you have enough in your lighter, that it's still working. When I'm trying to get my kids to make sure that we have water, a lot of times they want to drink juice. Well, during a storm, I'm not going to open the refrigerator. I'm going to limit that. I'm going to keep it shut as often as I can. So I do have a lot of water on hand, but water is boring and my kids don't want to drink it. So I often will make sure I have some of these little packs that you can pour into water to flavor it up. So whatever kind that you and your family like, if this is what will help get your children to drink water, these drink mixes are very few calories. It's only 10 calories and 0 grams of sugar, so you can't beat that. If it's getting your kids to drink water, then that's great. One of the most important things that I have around my house for emergency preparedness is my thermometer. This is my refrigerator freezer thermometer, so I have one that goes in the refrigerator side and one that goes in the freezer side. And because I always have people that call me after a storm that tell me they lost power and is their food still good? Well, my question to them is, what is the temperature inside your refrigerator? What did it get up to? How warm did it get? And a lot of them have the new fancy refrigerators that have a thermostat built in, so it'll have an electronic digital readout of what the temperature in your refrigerator and freezer is. That's not going to help you if you lose power, because you're not going to have the electronic digital readout. So you need to go old school. These freezer refrigerator thermometers can be found at Food Lion or Walmart. They're about $5. Again, they will save you a lot of pain and a lot of money, because you don't have to throw out your food if you know what the temperature is. If you have this, you can tell exactly what the temperature in your freezer is. So your freezer, it might not be in this cold blue section anymore, but it might be in the green section, which is the refrigeration zone. So your freezer might not be a freezer anymore, but it still might be a refrigerator. It takes a while to get it above freezing all the way to a temperature of refrigeration temperature, okay? Now, if it gets above refrigeration temperature, which is 41 degrees, then you only have about 4 hours. If your food gets above 41 degrees for 4 hours, then we're going to tell you to throw it out. When in doubt, throw it out. But if your freezer has warmed up a little bit, if stuff has thawed, but if there's still ice crystals, it might just be in the refrigeration zone. So at that point, you can treat your freezer food as if it was food in your refrigerator, okay? Because if it stayed at that refrigeration temperature, it is still good. It just means you've got a couple of decisions to make. Are you going to eat it, because it has defrosted? Are you going to eat it like you would the food that's in your refrigerator? Are you going to throw it out because you're concerned maybe it was defrosted too long? If there are no ice crystals, or if you just, even if it's not inclement weather, if you just lost power one time and you don't know how long your freezer might have been out of power. It could have been 6 days. Because if it's in the garage, you're not going to know when something happened and you lost power if there's not a storm. So, couple of decisions there. Also, are you going to refreeze it? So there's a difference between food quality and food safety. If your freezer food has warmed up enough that now it's in that refrigeration zone, you can refreeze it, but you're going to lose some of the quality, just as if you normally thawed something and then refroze it. It might not taste as fresh when you finally do cook it. But but making sure that you're always considering food safety. You cannot smell a foodborne illness. You know, if you're smelling something, that could just be spoilage, but it doesn't mean it's unsafe. There's unsafe and there's a not good quality thing. So just knowing the difference there. But no matter what, you need one of these thermometers so you know the temperature in your refrigerator, so you know the temperature in your freezer, and so you can be food safe. These are a couple of tips that I just wanted to share with you, things that I have in my house as I prepare for the ice storm that is coming tonight. Stay safe, try to stay as warm as you can, and get prepared in the next couple of hours as best as you can. And don't forget other little things such as, you know, worst case scenarios. If a tree did fall down and damage your home and you have to evacuate your home to go to a hotel or to go stay with a friend, what do you want to take with you? Go ahead and have a bag of clothes packed. Go ahead and have your important papers and materials. Because while you go stay at a hotel or you go stay at a friend's house, you need your home insurance information. So you can call them and say, hey, there's been damage to my home. So you can get your home fixed as soon as you can. So having that paperwork with you, having any medical paperwork with you, you know, your insurance information for you and your children, you know, a living will, any of these kinds of things, you want to take that paperwork with you. And you don't want to have to scrounge around your home to try to find that, especially if there's been damage done to your home. So go ahead and use the next couple of hours to help prepare for the upcoming ice storm and try to stay safe and stay warm. This is your Food for Thought with Jennifer Brown, Family Consumer Science Agent with the North Carolina Cooperative Extension Service. Thanks for tuning in.